He thought he had no family left, no parents, no siblings, no one who would ever put his name in a will. Then, on a random Tuesday, his phone rang. "Is this Jack Cole?" "Yes. This is attorney Margaret Wells. You've been named in a will." He almost laughed. "A will? From who?" "A distant relative," she said. "A man named Edward Calloway. He left you his entire private collection." Jack pictured dusty photo albums, maybe some old furniture. He didn't expect shelves of graded cards, vintage comics, rare watches, and coins in glass cases, a collection quietly worth millions of dollars. And he definitely didn't expect how many people would try to take it away from him. Jack was 33, assistant manager in a supermarket, tiny apartment, no savings to speak of, no big dreams left. Life was simple: wake up, work, sleep, repeat. So when the lawyer called, he assumed it was a mistake. "I'm sorry," Jack said. "I don't know any Edward Calloway." Margaret replied calmly. "He was your grandfather's cousin. Technically, your first cousin twice removed. He passed away 3 months ago. No children, no spouse. You are his closest living relative." Jack sat down on the edge of his bed. "And he left me..." "What, exactly?" "Not money," she said. "A collection." Jack frowned. "What kind of collection?" Margaret paused. "It's easier if you see it. Come to my office tomorrow. I'll give you the key." The next day, Jack entered a glass office building downtown. It felt like another world compared to the supermarket. Margaret greeted him with a professional smile. "Jack," she said, "thank you for coming. Your relative, Mr. Calloway, instructed that his collection be transferred entirely to you." She slid a single key across the desk. "Unit B17, at a storage facility on the edge of the city. Everything inside is now legally yours." Jack stared at the key. "That's it? No house? No cash?" She shook her head. "He sold almost everything years before he died. All he kept was this collection. He was very insistent that it goes to someone outside the immediate family." Her eyes hardened slightly. His exact words were, "I don't want the vultures to have it." Jack felt a chill. What kind of collection was it? Margaret smiled faintly. "The kind people used to laugh at. Now they fight over it." The storage facility was a long row of metal doors. Under a gray sky, Jack found B17 at the far end. The lock turned with a tired click. He rolled the door up. The smell of dust and cardboard spilled out. He switched on the light. Inside, the unit wasn't chaotic. It was organized. Shelves along every wall, glass cases, a heavy safe in the corner, boxes with labels and dates. On the closest shelf, he saw rows of slabbed cards, in hard plastic cases, each with a label at the top: PSA 10, BGS 9, 5, CGC 9, 8. He moved closer. Baseball legends, rookie cards, first edition Pokémon, holographic Charizard, promo cards he recognized from articles, not from real life. He turned to the next shelf. Comic books, sealed in graded cases, Incredible Hulk number 181, X-Men number 1, Detective Comics, old Spider-Man issues, another glass case, Rolex, Patek, Omega. Each watch had paperwork. Another, gold coins, silver dollars, historical pieces. This wasn't a random pile of junk. It was a lifetime of careful collecting. Jack whispered, "What the hell is this, Edward?" That night, Jack sat at his small kitchen table, with his laptop open, and his heart beating too fast. He typed, PSA 10 first edition Charizard price, vintage sports card record sale, Rolex Submariner 1960 value, high-grade comic auction prices. Every search result was a slap to the face. $80,000, $150,000, $250,000. More. For one card, one watch, one comic. Jack grabbed a notebook. and tried to list everything he remembered. After a while, he stopped. The numbers were too big, too unreal. He'd never seen more than a few $1,000s at once. And suddenly he was sitting on a collection that might be worth more than he'd earned in his entire life. He barely slept that night. The next day, he called a collectibles expert named Daniel Price. Daniel walked into Unit B17, looked around once, and went very quiet. He moved slowly along the shelves, picking up one slab at a time. "Is this real?" he muttered. "Did he seriously grade all of these?" Jack shrugged helplessly. "He was my relative. I never met him." Daniel checked comics, watches, coins. Finally, he turned to Jack, eyes wide. "Okay," he said. "I'm going to be honest with you." Jack's stomach nodded. "You're sitting on a monster collection." "How much?" Jack asked. Daniel inhaled deeply. From a quick look, without opening the safe, without checking every box, I'd say $2 to $3 million. Easily. Jack's knees almost gave out. $2 to $3 million? Daniel nodded. "If you take this to the right auction houses, you could walk away very, very rich." Jack stared at the shelves. It didn't feel like winning the lottery. It felt like holding a live grenade. Jack made one mistake. He told someone, over drinks after work. He mentioned the inheritance to his coworker, Mark. "Dude," Mark said, eyes wide, "you're a multimillionaire. Why are you still showing up to work?" "I'm not sure what to do yet," Jack said. "I don't even know if I deserve it." Mark laughed. "If a dead guy left me millions, I'd retire yesterday." Jack tried to laugh along, but the next evening, his phone rang again. "Is this Jack Cole?" The voice was cold, precise. "Yes. This is Sandra Calloway. Edward was my uncle. We need to talk." Jack froze. "How did you get my number?" "Family," she replied. "News travels. Come to my house tomorrow. We'll discuss what's fair." She hung up. Jack stared at the dead phone screen. For the first time, he understood what Edward meant by vultures. Sandra's house was immaculate. Marble floors, expensive art. She let him in, with a tight, polite smile. In the living room sat her brother Peter, and their mother. Sandra didn't bother with small talk. "Our uncle left you his collection," she said. "We know it's worth a lot of money." Jack said nothing. "My uncle was old," she continued, confused, easily influenced. "You weren't part of his life. We were." Peter leaned forward. "You're not really going to keep it all, are you?" he asked. "That would be unfair." Jack met his eyes. "Edward left a will," he said quietly. "He chose. I didn't ask for this." Sandra's tone sharpened. "We're his blood, not you." "He was my blood too," Jack replied. "And you had your chance to care about him while he was alive." Peter's jaw clenched. Sandra forced a smile. "There are ways to contest a will. Lawyers, judges, process." Jack stood. "I'm not signing anything over," he said. "I'm going to follow what he put in writing." Sandra's eyes turned cold. "Then I hope," she said softly, "you've got good locks, wherever you keep that collection." The next time Jack went to the unit, he decided to look through the boxes, instead of just staring at the shelves. In one box labeled "Personal," he found a thick envelope. On the front, in shaky handwriting, "To whoever inherits this." His hands trembled as he opened it. Inside was a letter. "Whoever you are, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone, and my lawyer did as I asked. I spent my life being laughed at for collecting toys and paper. They called me crazy, obsessed, a hoarder. Those same people didn't visit me when I was sick. They didn't care how I was eating or if I was lonely, but they will care very much about what I left behind. You are not one of them. That is why you are reading this. You have a choice. You can sell everything, disappear, and never think of me again. Or you can be a steward protect it, grow it, share it with people who actually appreciate these stories. Just promise me one thing: do not give a single piece to anyone who only discovered I existed after I died. They had their chance. Wealth is a test. Don't fail it. Edward Calloway. Jack folded the letter slowly. A man he had never met felt more honest, more real than most people in his life. He whispered, "I won't fail you." Daniel and his team spent a full day cataloging the collection. Cards scanned, comics logged, watches documented, coins appraised. At the end, Daniel showed Jack a number on his tablet: $6,280,000. Jack stared. $6 million. Conservative estimate, Daniel said. The market is hot. Some of these are top-tier pieces. We can probably do better if we sell smart. Jack sat down on a crate. He wasn't just kind of rich. He was, on paper, a multimillionaire, a supermarket assistant manager, with a fortune locked in boxes. And that made him target. That night, as Jack walked to his car, someone stepped out of the shadows. Peter. His expression was tight, angry. "You moved it," Peter said. "Didn't you?" Jack stayed calm. "I don't know what you're talking about." Peter stepped closer. "Listen," he hissed. "You think this is over because some lawyer read a piece of paper?" He leaned in close. "You have no idea what people are willing to do for that kind of money." Jack's heart pounded. "Is that a threat?" he asked quietly. Peter smirked. "It's a reality check." He walked away. Jack stood in the dark parking lot, pulse hammering in his ears. He realized he could no longer treat this like some weird, lucky accident. He needed a plan. The plan was simple and necessary. Step 1. He hired a high-end law firm to double-check the will, secure everything legally, and respond to any challenge. They confirmed the will was solid. Edward was mentally competent. When he signed it, Sandra and Peter had no real legal claim. Step 2. He moved the collection from the public storage unit into a secure private vault with guards, cameras, and full insurance. Unit B-17 was left completely empty. If anyone broke in now, they'd find nothing but dust. Step 3. He and Daniel agreed to sell slowly, strategically. No headlines, no giant everything-must-go auction, just a steady release of key pieces through different auction houses. Enough to give Jack freedom, not enough to paint a fat red target on his back. 2 weeks later, at 3:27 a.m., Jack's phone rang. "Mr. Cole," a security guard said, "we've had a break-in at your old storage unit." Jack drove there half-dressed. Police cars, flashing lights, yellow tape. Unit B-17's door was twisted open. Inside was nothing. Sandra stood off to the side, arms wrapped around herself. Peter was in handcuffs, being led to a squad car. The officer explained, "Security cameras caught him breaking into your unit. He clearly expected to find something valuable." Peter glared at Jack. "You think you're better than us?" he shouted. "You moved it. You're not family. You're a thief with a lucky signature on a paper." Jack didn't respond. He just watched. As Peter was driven away, Sandra wouldn't look at him. For the first time, Jack didn't feel like an imposter. He felt like someone who had been chosen for a reason. The first major auction featured just 4 items. From the Callaway collection: PSA 10 Charizard, a vintage rookie card, a Golden Age comic, a Rolex Submariner. The hammer prices made Jack dizzy. For pieces, over $700,000. After fees and taxes, he paid off his debts, bought a small house, not a mansion, hired a financial advisor, set up long-term investments. He didn't quit work immediately. He reduced his hours, took time to think. He didn't want to turn into the kind of person Edward wrote about, the ones who only appear when there's something to gain. Months later, with more sales behind him, he funded a small exhibit at a local museum, the Calloway Collection, A Life in Objects. People came. Kids pointed at old comics. Collectors whispered in reverent tones. At the entrance, a simple plaque read, "Dedicated to Edward Calloway, who spent his life preserving stories in physical form." Maintained by his distant relative, Jack Cole. Jack stood at the back of the room and felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Pride, not in the money, in the meaning. Sometime later, Margaret called him again. "Jack," she said, "I found one last envelope in Edward's file. It's addressed to you." He met her at the office. The envelope was small. His name, Jack, written in that same shaky hand. He opened it carefully. "Jack, if you're reading this, it means you didn't sell everything in a panic or hand it all over to the loudest complainer. Good. I made a mistake when I was young. I thought being rich would make people love me, so I chased value. Instead of meaning, I ended up with a lot of objects and very few visitors. You now have what I built. Don't make the same mistake I did. Use the money, use the freedom, but don't let it own you. Invest in things that can't be stored on a shelf. Time, health, decent people. A collection is only as good as the life it makes possible. Don't just become rich, become free." Edward. Jack folded the letter and slipped it into his pocket. He walked outside, into the city air, no longer feeling like an invisible supermarket manager who got lucky. He felt like a man who had passed a test. Moral: this story isn't just about a man who inherited a collection worth millions. It's about the truth behind every sudden fortune. Wealth doesn't change who you are. It reveals it. Edward spent his life building a collection no one understood. Jack could have flipped it recklessly, fought with the family, lost himself in greed. Instead, he protected it. He sold it wisely. He honored the man who built it. He used the money to create freedom, not just excess. He didn't choose to be the one in the will, but he chose what to do after the call. And that made all the difference. Thank you for staying until the end. If the story touched you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Your support means more than you know. Until next time.